up, YouTube? I just got back from Montana, 7 hours driving over and back. But I got some seats. Some assembly required, but I think they'll work in the long run. So these were made for a 2013 JK, and the way they mounted on the fender wells in that JK is not even close to working for what I got going on. Looking at the mechanism, I think I'm gonna try and grab a wrench and see if I can remove this whole seat flip mechanism, because I don't need that. As long as I can get it to where the seat will be in one position all the time, I don't plan on ever flipping it. I'm not gonna be hauling lumber in the back of this thing. So I'm hoping I can remove these on each side, and that'll actually allow the seats to sit down in where I need them to. So I'm just kind of tinkering, trying to figure that out, and hopefully it's not too big of a deal. What's up, YouTube? I got a surprise for you. It looks so much bigger with the windshield frame on and some seats sitting in it. Seats are not mounted. They're sitting on blocks of wood, and the rear one's way reclined and everything, because I got to do some serious modification to those. But just having them sit in there, it's pretty cool. It's starting to look like something. I'm not going to be tearing into those right away, though. I'm going to continue on with the radiator mount and stuff today. And if I get that done, then I think I'm going to start building front fenders. Got to turn that aluminum against the wall into fenders for this thing. So anyways, that's our goal for the day. And yeah, if I get the radiator mounted, that's a big win. I'm starting pretty late in the day. I don't feel real good today. Partied a little too hard last night. All right, so I got the radiator sitting in place. I have to bump it to the passenger side. I got to get over here closer to the frame rail. I got plenty of clearance there. It hits the steering box on that side right there. So the radiator does fit. I think I'll probably end up modifying this headlight bucket just a little bit more, opening that up. I got plenty of room inside to do it. That way I don't have to worry about that rubbing. But that's where our radiator is gonna go. I gotta cut and move this port, because right now there's no way you're getting a hose on that. So I'm gonna change it up a little bit. And then this side's easy mount and easy to see, so I'll show you here. I have some 1/8 inch thick aluminum that I'm gonna actually cut. I think that's 4 inches wide here. I'll just make a 4-inch wide L bracket and step it over and bolt it onto that cooler bracket. The other side's a little bit further spaced since I had to move the radiator over. But we're gonna do the same thing over here. We'll come over to this bracket, over to the tank, weld those on. We'll put some rubber in between so that nothing's rubbing and gonna wear a hole in it, and we'll be good. Looking at this, my clearance to the radiator is kind of tight. So the nice thing about building it the way I am is I haven't finished the mounts for the grill yet, and actually the grill's leaned back some, so that'll gain me a little room. But I can bump the grill forward, you know, 1/4 inch or so to give myself the room that I need on that fan clutch. I just don't want anything to get into anything else. So that's what we're working with. I got to find my aluminum. I kind of moved some stuff around last night. No, I don't. Oh, there it is right there in the seat. That was smart. That's a sharp edge on my new seat, dummy. All right, did a little trimming up with the skill saw to make our bracket fit nicely here. I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out. Really happy with how it's turning out. Making sure I keep my cap below the hood level, double checking. Yeah, that one's gonna work. So I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. It'll be shaped a little different, but yeah, that's gonna work good. And then I'll, oh boy, I beat the crap out of that. I'll hit this piece with the sander, flatten it back out, try and buff it out, make it look a little bit better, more like the tank on the radiator itself. But yeah, that's gonna be really nice. Okay, well, we got our mounts made and trimmed there. We got the welding card out, so we must be getting ready to do something. We also got this mount over here cut and fit. I think that's gonna be plenty of strength to hold it, but I'm also right now I just have a piece of scrap iron clamped to the frame to hold the weight of the radiator up and hold it in place. I will be actually putting a permanent welded on radiator mount down there too, just for support. It's not gonna hold, it's not there to hold it in place. These other ones are. That one's to hold the weight of the whole works bouncing. And then at the top, I'll probably build some sort of a bracket that comes out and holds the top of both of these and fastens to the center. There's a loop that goes right here for tying the windshield down when you lay it down. So I'll probably just use those bolt holes with the loop and bolt the radiator bracket there. So that whole works will be one piece. Also have to unhook the radiator hoses and the tranny cooler lines, and I can lift the whole grill, everything out in one shot, grill with radiator, and have access. So I like where this is going. It's working out pretty well. I'm getting my buddy Luke's welder fired up or rigged up. I'll use it for TIG welding the aluminum, and I should have the radiator mounted here very soon. Alright, well, you can see what we got now. There's the brackets, get them welded on. The only thing that sucks about doing it this way is if I ever puncture this radiator, I have to cut those off and weld them onto a new one. But I also have to cut and move this spout anyway, so I'm going to have to be welding regardless. So I'll make it work. Don't look at all my smashed fins. I've dropped it a couple times. I got to go through with a screwdriver and straighten those out. And just like that, cut off, welded back on. I'm a terrible welder, but you know what? For a terrible welder, my welds look about as good as the ones that came on the radiator, so I'll take it. There we go. She's in. I took the brace off the bottom. No, I haven't pulled it out yet, I guess, but I was in the process of that. Then I sidetracked myself. Now the brace is out from underneath it. I gotta drill and put in some bolts on the mounts, but radiator is in. I need to look at that lower radiator port. That's way better. That thing was pointed and it was so long that I didn't think I was gonna be able to get a hose onto it. But now I think it won't be hard at all to make a lower rad hose fit. So cool. We're making progress. This was my goal for the day today, and it has been achieved.